My boyfriend has ruined my life. We started dating when I was just 16, and he was 20. Now I'm 28, and he's 33, and over the years, he's slowly taken everything from me bit by bit. It feels like my entire life has unraveled because of him. Last Friday was just another example of how things have spiraled out of control. He snatched my phone right out of my hand, and without a second thought, he threw it across our home, shattering it into pieces. I had to go through the hassle of filing an insurance claim, and after waiting for what felt like forever, I finally got a replacement phone on Tuesday, just 2 days ago. But tonight, as if things couldn't get worse, he broke my $200 pair of prescription glasses. He promised me $200 tomorrow because he gets paid on Fridays. I had already paid $500 toward our rent this month, while he only contributed $250, even though we usually split it evenly, with each of us paying $375. He also said he'd give me $60 to help cover the cost of my phone, which seems like the bare minimum considering the damage he's caused. We make the same hourly wage at our jobs, but I get some extra incentive pay during the summer, and even though I typically work fewer hours than him, somehow he's always broke by the end of the week. It's always the same story. He's out of money, and I end up covering everything extra. Whether it's groceries for the month, weed, which I have a medical card for, but he just smokes, car insurance, or gas, it all falls on me. Earlier this year, he totaled his car while driving drunk, and since then, he's relied on mine. Monday was another low point. He showed up at my job, demanding my car keys so he could go put in more job applications, claiming he wanted to make more money. But instead of doing that, he took my car to a drug dealer's house. It wasn't until later that I found out most of his paycheck is gone before he even gets it because he owes so much money for drug. I discovered Cash App payments totaling over $140 after he had lied to me, saying he just didn't make enough that week to help with bills. It's infuriating and heartbreaking all at once. My mom passed away when I was younger, and she left me some money. Then later on, my grandmother passed and left me a little more. But that money is all gone now, drained from my savings each month just to keep us afloat. He has to drink every single day, and if I don't buy him alcohol, he goes out with his coke friends and stays out until 3 a.m., missing work the next day. Or worse, sometimes, he doesn't even come home. It's reached the point where I'm at my breaking point. He keeps blaming me for everything, saying I should have bought a house instead of this crappy RV we live in. He claims that's why he goes out every night, because he can't stand being in the RV. He keeps pushing me to get a home loan and buy a house for us, but he can't even pay his share of the $750 rent. And it's not like apartments here are cheap. They're $1,500 or more, not including utilities. I cook dinner for him every night, but even that's not good enough for him. He complains constantly, saying he hates the way I beg him to come home so I can cook at a decent time. I usually wake up at 5:30 a.m., so I like to have dinner ready and be in bed by 9:30 p.m. But apparently, that's asking too much of him. He'd rather stay at the bar, drinking his problems away. He threatens me almost every week, saying he's going to leave and that I'll have to go back to my home state because I don't have friends here like he does who would care for me. But how can he even leave if he can't pay his share of the $750 rent? I know that if I kicked him out, he wouldn't be able to afford anything on his own. As much as I want him gone and out of my life, I've gotten so used to him being here that I don't even know what to do without him. When I'm alone, I just sit there, waiting for him to come home, even though I know it's going to end in a fight. But I can't help it. I just sit there, crying, worrying about him constantly. He makes the worst decisions, and I'm terrified that one day, he's going to end up dead, just like so many of my other loved ones. He recently lost his father to liver failure, and the last time we visited his dad, he told him to stop drinking so much. But it feels like he's only gotten worse since then. I understand that he's grieving, but it hurts so much to see him spiral like this. He only really fights with me when he's drunk, or at least that's what I used to think. Now, it feels like he argues with me every single morning. He wakes up in the worst moods, and it's like he's determined to start the day off on a negative note. It wasn't always like this. There was a time when things were different, and I can't help but hold on to that hope, even though I know it's probably in vain. I want to give up, but for some reason, I just can't bring myself to do it.